Now that we found a common denominator, we have to look at our numerators because we're going to have to simplify this numerator here. We have a trinomial times a binomial. So we will put that in a box and multiply it. Across the top, we'll put x squared, 4x, and 2, and then x and 1. Where they meet is what we multiply. X times x squared is x to the third. X times 4x is 4x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 1 times x squared is x squared. 1 times 4x is 4x. 1 times 2 is 2. Then we will add like terms, which are probably diagonal from each other. So our new numerator will be x cubed, right there. Then 4x squared plus 1x squared is 5x squared. 2x plus 4x is 6x plus 2. That will be the new numerator on our left fraction. Now the numerator on the fraction on the right side, I will multiply x squared times x and get x cubed over our common denominator. Once I've done that, then I can combine the fractions over just the common denominator. So I would say x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x plus 2 plus x cubed all over x squared parentheses x plus 1. Now if I have any like terms, I need to go ahead and add those up. And I have an x cubed here and an x cubed there. So I will combine those like terms, which will give me 2x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x plus 2 over my common denominator, x squared, x plus 1. That right there is my answer. Example B on the same page, page 519 at the bottom. The denominator here, I need to take out an x, which will leave me x minus 5. And this one is x squared. So I need a common denominator, and there's a subtraction in the middle this time instead of addition. A common denominator between x, x minus 5, and x squared. Well, I know I have to have everything in the common denominator. And I realize I have an x here and an x squared there. So I need to use whichever one both of them will go into. If I just put an x here, x would go into it, but x squared would not. So I must use x squared in my common denominator. And I also have to use the factor x minus 5. So that right there is my common denominator. Now, if I divide x and x minus 5 into x squared and x minus 5, what do I have left? What would I have to multiply that by to get this? An x. So I'm going to multiply my numerator by x. So 2x squared times x would be 2x cubed. Over on this side, what would I have to multiply my numerator by to get x squared x minus 5? I have an x squared, and I need it to be x squared x minus 5. So I'm going to have to multiply my numerator by x minus 5, which is the same thing as multiplying by 1, because x minus 5 over x minus 5 is 1. So to get this to look like my common denominator, I would multiply both by x minus 5, is what we're really saying. So I'm going to have to multiply my numerator, x squared plus 3x minus 4 times x minus 5. Now, I don't have anything here to do because I multiplied it before I actually moved it over. So that will be just 2x cubed still over x squared x minus 5. Minus, how will I multiply a trinomial times a binomial? I'm going to have to put it in a box again. X squared, 3x, negative 4, x, negative 5. X squared times x is x cubed. 3x times x, 3x squared. Negative 4 times x, negative 4x. X squared times negative 5, negative 5x squared. 3x times negative 5, negative 15x. Negative 4 times negative 5, positive 20. Like terms, like terms. This will be x cubed. 3x squared minus 5x squared is negative 2x squared. Oops, I'm running out of room. Negative 4x and negative 15x is negative 19x plus 20. All of that over x squared x minus 5. Now here's the deal when you're doing subtraction instead of addition. Since this is subtraction, that means I'm going to have to do what with all of these signs right here? Yes, I'm going to have to change them. Leave, change, 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 change. So really this would say 2x cubed plus negative x cubed plus 2x squared plus 19x minus 20. That x right there should not have been there. All over common denominator x squared x minus 5. Combine like terms. 2x squared minus 1x squared is 2x cubed minus 1x cubed is 1x cubed plus 2x squared plus 19x minus 20 over x squared x minus 5. Final answer.